Hey Nash, what's up? Just taking a let me call him some light. Just taking a ride. Um, had a lot of just got some stuff on my mind. Shiki, what's good? What's good, man? I'm doing a visual. You know, Usually when I have stuff on my mind, I like to travel, sit out somewhere, and just think. You know, but I guess I could tell y'all what's on my mind. So, action speaks louder than words. But before I proceed, can you hear me just fine? Can you guys hear me just fine? Enjoy, bro. All right. So, just like I said, action speaks louder than words, and we all know that. But I don't mind when I see people upset with someone, but don't ever use what they love, or even if it's like an addiction, don't ever use those things to hurt people. It's not the right thing to do, and I've been seeing that lately. And the reason why I'm bringing this up, because a lot of us, we get baited with the things that we enjoy, and sometimes those things we confide in people and they can use that against us. I'm not talking about facts though. If it's facts, that's one thing. But like, for example, Shiki, Nash, Pharaoh, if you're there, if you guys, confide something in me, right? Or you guys knew something about me that you guys knew what I loved, what I cherished. If you guys knew something about me, and in the moment you get upset, you use that information against me or that person against me, to me, that's wrong. You don't do that. If it's facts, though, if it's strong facts, that's one thing. Because I believe with facts, people could learn and grow from them if they're willing to have a mature conversation. But if it's not facts and it's miscued because you're hurt and you're bent out of shape, and you're trying to dark manipulate, then it's a problem. So I've been seeing that a lot, and it's hurtful when it happens to me. When it happens to other people, it's sad. And just like I said, I've been seeing that a whole lot. It in any setting, work, my own personal life, people that I know. And happy Friday, by the way. I know this isn't a happy Friday topic, but just talking about what's on my mind. And I feel that people need to know themselves better. We're so fixated on how other people feel about us sometimes that they know more about us than we know about ourselves. And the reason why I say that is because if we knew ourselves better, we won't make as many mistakes. And some of these mistakes we end up regretting. So I feel that people need to date themselves much more often. I'm not talking about when you have no choice and you're sitting by yourself like, oh, I'm lonely. I'm talking about taking an initiative, go out, date yourself, get to know yourself, reevaluate, reassess your situation, get to know yourself better than wanting someone to get to know you. And I feel that even older people, sometimes they don't even know themselves, but I feel that a lot of young folks, they fall in that category of, I want this person to accept me, I want them to love me, I want them to this, I want them to that. But it's like, but what about you? Besides loving yourself, do you even know yourself? Do you even understand your wants, your desires, your passion? Do you even know what you want to do in life? Because if a lot of people knew that from the jump, they won't be making as many mistakes. And if they do make mistakes, they could easily rebound from it. So what ends up happening is they have this life. Sometimes it's with someone, and then they're like, damn, like, how did I get here? What just happened? It's because they didn't take the time to know themselves. Now, I'm not talking about going out there being loose, because there's some people, when I say get to know yourself, they're like, oh, I'm going to be loose. No, I'm not talking about that. Know yourself and respect yourself. That's what I mean. Know yourself, but respect yourself. And a lot of people don't date themselves. They really don't. I hear, yes, people may claim that they don't care what other people think about them, and they may act like whatever, but the moment they're around people that they want acceptance from, or they're around people that they want validation from, or it can even be people that they want to manipulate later on in life, it's like they psych themselves out just so they could get what they really want. And I think people just need to stop doing that and focus on just authentically getting to know themselves legit. And not because it's not, you have no choice, it's because you literally say, you know what, instead of going out, I'm gonna sit down and I'm gonna think about my life. I'm gonna think about the stuff that bothers me. I'm gonna think about the things that I hate, that I like, what's addicting to me, whether it's sex, money, drugs. I'm really going to evaluate and study myself, so when I'm faced with it, it wouldn't keep me bondage. And some people, you guys let that happen to you. Sometimes it's not money, it could be sex. If it's not sex, then it's someone, it's something. And if you don't believe me, why is there drug addicts? Why are there people addicted to pornography, sex? Sometimes it doesn't even have to be pornography. It could be someone that's using sex as a weapon within their relationship, or it can be money. It could be someone that has a lot of money and they use someone's insecurities to keep them from being happy, So this is why I say it's good if you just get to know yourself, right? You don't know who you are, how you express yourself. Lying to yourself could be a dangerous thing. Yeah, exactly. And denial. Earth 7. Exactly. Let me just mod you. But yeah, exactly. You nailed it. And a lot of people, they do that. I've even done it. Everybody's been there. Everybody's been there. But some people, they're in that pocket for a long time. For a very long time. Am I still going through it? Oh yeah. I get caught up in some things. But there's some people that they're so deep in the hole where it's hard for them to get out. It's so hard. Some it's because they have a family with kids. Some it's a drug addiction. Then you got, just like I mentioned, sex addiction. Some is through their employer. They get gaslighted, manipulated, and it can happen anywhere. This is why it's so important to get to know yourself. You have to know yourself. You have to know your weaknesses. You have to know your strengths, and it's more important if you know your weaknesses, because everybody that we know, including ourselves, we know our strengths. We know them. We brag about them, right? Am I right? We brag about our strengths, but we never mention or think about our weaknesses. Never. Yeah, we may think about it when it comes to things that are lighthearted, like working out, or I got a weak chest, or a video game, or maybe a certain board game, or a sport that you can't really play. But we never talk about our legit concern weaknesses, the things that could break us. We don't think about that stuff, and we don't try to refine it. It's kind of like we just ignore it. We escape from it. It's like we know what it is, but we just avoid it altogether instead of finding defenses to so we could combat these weaknesses if we have no choice but to face them, right? And it's just sad because just like I said, I see it, I hear it. I want to say I almost hear it every day. Just like I said, I work in the medical field and I deal with a lot of people, whether they're employees of mine, some friends, family, and it's just sad. It really does bother me. Just like I said, there's even certain things that happen in my life that, I will go through something, and it's one of those things like if I would have just focused on my weaknesses instead of my strengths more, I wouldn't have been in this predicament. I would have either avoided. But don't get me wrong, what we go through does make us. Sometimes it makes us better. But in my personal opinion, I have that attitude. I like who I am right now. Could I get better? Obviously, everyone could get better in life. But sometimes I just wish that I've obtained the things that I know from a positive standpoint. Sometimes I just wish I was just that good steward that just listen and just trust in wisdom instead of just wanting to experience it, instead of just going out there and just say, oh, well, it may be different for me. I could go through it. I'm going to be better. We've done it to our parents. Our parents will say, oh, they've been down this road. And we'll say, oh, but I'm different. I'm going to go about it differently. But the thing is, we could only go about so far because we don't know the other person's true intentions, even when we think we do. And if you say that I'm wrong, how come? And this is going to get a little dark when I say this. It's going to get really dark when I say this, but I'm just going to give an extreme example. If we really feel that we know someone just because we're close to them, how come we have murder and conflict within families? Now, I'm not going to mention some of the murders and crazy stuff that's on TV, but we have even parents, they're like, wow, I didn't think my child was capable of that, my husband or my wife, my mom, my dad, So before you even say, I know this person, you can only have faith and trust within that moment because anything could change. You know, worst case scenario, you wake up with a dagger in your back, but that's a bit extreme, right? But it could happen. And, that's why someone could love someone head over heels and next thing you know, they hate each other. You can have kids that you're close to and then y'all end up growing apart. That's just a part of life. And I just think that it's just better to know yourself, know your weaknesses, and if something's out of your control, which are other people, just go about it the best way that you can. And hold on, Mitchie. I'm reading your stuff, Earth and Matt, because I can tell you guys are into this. If you give up, it's over, though. I don't mean to be preachy, man. I'm just another human. I just feel what you're saying. Yep. That's what Earth said. And happy when I was young, my mother used to call me milk toast. I had no idea what that was, but she was calling me weak, wild to my will to my face. That's about as nice as she got. Hey, my dad used to call me my dad used to say to me, it's so funny. He used to say, um, because obviously, I was a young, you know what I'm saying, I was a little wild, you know what I'm saying. But he used to call me, excuse my language, y'all, I'm just being upfront. He used to call me a pea head, and I'm trying to be polite because it's YouTube, but he used to call me a pea head. He's like, if in another universe, your head would be a big old pea head because I was wild like that, and yeah, it's funny because I felt that even though we weren't, I won't say me and my dad, because there was a lot of siblings, and when you have a big family, you're gonna feel kind of out of place a little bit. But we didn't have the best relationship. But I felt like when it came to the most important stuff, he did know me. He used to say certain things, and I used to be like, nah, man, that ain't gonna be me because I don't think like that. I don't. But you know what? I realized that me and my dad, for the most part, we think alike. We just go about things differently. So I think that's what it defined us differently, how we went about it. But I grew to understand why he did certain things. I may not agreed with it, but I grew to understand it. And my grandmother on my mom's side used to always tell me that. She used to always be like, you may not agree with your parents, but when you get older, you will understand why they did certain things, though. You may not agree with it, but you will understand it. And the older I get, as time moves on, the uglier I get, I'm starting to understand, y'all. I'm starting to get it. I'm starting to get it. And hold on, Mitchie. Hold on. I'm finna put you in here. Oh, I already made you mine. But P as in nah, yeah, the eggplant. The eggplant. But yeah, man. I'm starting to get it more and more. The only time it'll make things a little bit different, it depends on who you're with. And my dad, he spoke, just like I said, a lot of the things that he's done, very successful, by the way. My dad was very successful, close to six figure, man, um, you know, when he really wanted to grind out instead of living poorly. So he really was someone to look up to when it comes to hard work. But he used to always tell me when it came to the opposite sex, this goes for women too. For women that are on this is good advice that I'm about to tell you. That my dad told me, and it goes for men and women, not just men. He used to always tell me, before you get with someone, or even it doesn't have to be a relationship, it could just be just friendship, you have to know the parents first. I know some people, they like to avoid the parents and the family, but the reason why you got to get to know the family first is because whatever they argue about, that's going to be brought into your life, right? And you have to know their friends, because guess what? If something happens between y'all, they're going to go to their friend. And if they're not good friends, they're going to instill those bad seeds into your friend or your girlfriend or your spouse. And you're not going to be talking to your loved one, whether they're a friend or your spouse or you're going to be talking to their friend through them. So my dad used to say stuff like that, even from the health standpoint. He used to be like, if you want someone healthy around, a healthy chick or a healthy guy, this, that, and the third. He's like, I'm not trying to say that everybody follows their family, but if they all look a certain way, best believe that the person you're gonna end up with is gonna look like that when they get older. So my dad said a whole lot of stuff. And sometimes, us being people hold on, life's actually not a straight line, right? Yep. So my oh, Orlando, hold on, let me mod you. I'm surprised you just entering my lives, man. But he has some insight, and it's true. Just like I said, I don't even have to be in the situation. I could just look at other people's lives that I know, and I could kind of be like that person, like, I remember this girl that you're with, this guy that you're with. I remember their family. I remember what they used to argue about. And now that carried over into y'all relationship. And it's wild. It is crazy how that happens. It's like, yo. And some people break out of the mold from their family. Not entirely, but the stuff that was really bad, they break out of it, which I congratulate them. But it's important to know the person that you're trying to know and engage with, their friends, their family, their health, um, everything. You got to know everything. Don't be the type to be scared and avoid it. If you're thinking about long term, and just like I said, it doesn't even have to be a relationship. It could just be someone that you want to be friends with. I'm not trying to tell you to be nosy and look inside their underwear drawer or stuff like that, but you have to get to know the people that they're affiliated with and their family and stuff, because if you guys get into a serious altercation, a serious situation, you're going to know how to go about it better because you already know how their family and their surroundings function. You already know what they're all about. So have I made that mistake in the past, not knowing much? If I'm still in someone's life, obviously it's because I still love and care for them. Do I wish I was better prepped when it came to certain things? Yeah, because what ends up happening is you could be prepared now, but since you weren't prepared earlier on, now you got bitterness, hatred in your heart. So it's hard for you to find grace with someone that's probably in your life right now. It's like you love them, you care for them, but you don't. Huh. We are going to be a little early, but I have to get back in the woods with the end and the best of you. Can you be careful with a few weeks to go back and get... What? Hold on, wait. I gotta read this. We are going to be a little early, but I have to get back in the woods with the end and the best of you. And you be careful with a few weeks to go back and get to... Hold on. This person. Who is this? Who is this? Never mind. That's it, Shiki. I have to create my own. My parents were the poster. Man, I see teenagers and try to warn them, but I know it's a, when it comes to teenagers, I don't think, now that I'm older, I don't think teenagers' intent is to disrespect older people. I think teenagers, some of them, they're disappointed with whether it's their parents or someone that's supposed to be an older figure. They're disappointed. So when an older person tells them what to do, they literally have that complex of, I could do better because I'm going to go about it this way. But the thing is, teenagers don't have a full understanding of how the world could constantly change and beat them down, and they have no control over it. So teenagers really do, they hope for the best, whether it's stupid or not. Some adults still do as well. And I'm not trying to say, you know, like, for example, I used to have that attitude, um, always expect the worst because you'll be ready for it. But that's the wrong mindset to have, because you're already setting yourself in the situation for failure. Be prepared for the worst, but hope for the best. That's the better mindset. But when it comes to most teenagers, they hope for the best and don't prepare for the worst. And they're not even supposed to be thinking like that. They're just supposed to be living a carefree life, not filled with adult stuff. But you know what? Everybody wants to look at The Bachelor and the Bad Girls Club and certain rap videos, and they take it to heart. They take it to heart. They literally try to replicate some of that life. And I'm not knocking that stuff, y'all. I'm not trying to say people that watch that stuff, there's something wrong with y'all. But people are into that stuff, man. Um, hey, what's good? Hey, sir. Hope everyone is having a great. Yeah. Oh, hold on. Pharaoh body. I can't understand well English. I have difficulties, but I'm trying my best here. Pharaoh, if only you was here just smiling with everybody, that'll probably just change the whole dynamics of this whole conversation that everyone's having. Because you have a wonderful smile that makes everyone happy. Hold on. Let me trying to mod people here. Oh, you know what? I was wondering why it wasn't letting me click in. You guys keep on commenting. I'm just talking right now. Just like I said, I had a lot of stuff on my mind, and sometimes I just get rambling. I rarely do lives where I'm visual, but I just figured, you know what? I just need to get out, clear my head, and I really need to just chat. And if someone's, this helps. Just like, this is literally basically my only social network. I have a couple of people in my life that I speak to, but I don't have like people in my life where I could just make loose conversation. I really don't. Um, and when I do, it's always revolved around work or, something that happened in college or something. It doesn't go beyond that, and it sucks. Or sports. It stays with sports, but it never really gets um deeper than that, and it kind of sucks, but it is what it is, you know, which is okay. I don't have a problem with having people like that, because when I'm not like this, I would like to talk about, whether it's college or work, sports, working out. But, you know, oh, what's good, man? Hold on for the ad you. You know, I'm well known, but I don't see myself as popular. Am I known? Am I well known? Oh yeah. People know who I am. People, it's funny. It could be in a random area. People say who I am. They'll be like, "Yeah, I know that brother." Same body. I'm solo. So YouTube's really my, yeah. This is basically my only social network, man. Like, it's sad because someone could literally come up to me and be like, "Who did you speak to today?" And I will mention stuff like, you know, work stuff. People say, not outside of that, not just about work or loose conversation with colleagues or something like, you know, who did you actually talk to? Not about problems, just laugh, talk, express yourselves without someone beating you to the cross. You just let it all out. You just speak. This is probably the most that I've ever spoken freely, you know, and it's sad. It's sad. And it's funny because like, so I'm I'm getting to that point where people basically say that I'm old. So, and I came from a generation where people will look down at people that play video games all the time, stay to themselves. But it's funny because as I got a little bit older, like years ago, I understand why people are so internet bound. There's some people, they go to the internet because they just like that social media life. They love that drama. But some people are legit. They have nothing. They really have nothing. Am I one of those unfortunate people? No, I'm not to the point where, I'm sitting behind a keyboard and there's no social life whatsoever, no family, no. But there's some people that they have nothing. They have nothing. They literally either do this, what we're doing right now, in a more sobby way, or they don't have this at all. They play with people online and do certain things that people will look at as immature, but that's their outlet. That's what makes them happy because the world disappointed them. And I'm not trying to say that these people aren't accountable to make outside cyberspace or whatever you want to call this better, but some people legit try and they constantly get shut down over and over. And I've seen this. I don't have to be that person to relate. I understand it. I'm like, you guys are talking about these people, they just sit around online, but instead of you belittling them, try to understand them, because some of these people, they're not bums. There's some people that I know that are doctors, surgeons and stuff, and guess what they do when they get home? Guess what they do? You would think that they had all these friends, this big family. They just go online and they play online, and they are nothing. Grass has more interaction with them, with people, and it's just sad. It's sad that, and some people, they're legit content with that. I'm not talking about those people that they prefer to live that life. I'm talking about people that they went through trauma, and without them realizing it, they're living a life that if they didn't go through that trauma, it would have been different. So I don't want somebody to say, oh, I love living like that. Because if you do, I'm not talking about y'all. I'm not talking about y'all. I'm talking about people, just like I said, that went through some type of trauma, and then without them realizing it, they're living a life that completely altered from the life that they could have had and the opportunities with certain people. Um, I found you through Epic. You do inspire me, though. I get depressed, and then I see you doing those risk killers and being yourself. It's cool, man. Thanks, Earth. I appreciate that. Hey, hello, my friend. Had me start an Instagram account last week. I'm deleting it today. Much too much. Yeah, yeah. This is the only social media I have. This is it. Facebook. I have, the last time I had Facebook, it was back in, I think it was 2009. Legit. I don't have Facebook. I don't do that stuff. Like, some people say they don't have Facebook, but it's still on their phone if they want to reactivate it. I don't even have an icon for it. You can look through my search history. I don't have a Facebook. I've been out of that. It's just too much work. It's too much work. And I'm doing this, and then I have my life that's busy as it is, and it's just too much. I don't have a problem with Facebook, though, and Instagram and all that. It's just too much work. And the only time I will do something like that is if I had a business that called for, like, for example, my brother, right? Awesome barber, stylist, and everything. He draws, he does hair, women's, men, like, he's good at that stuff. And I understand why he has to network, So if you have a job, just like I said, I work in the medical, what I don't do with a Facebook, my Facebook is my phone, When people say, why don't you have Facebook? I say, my phone is Facebook. I could send videos. I could send a picture. Why am I going to have 1 million people on a page that I rarely know? I'd rather just have my phone and people have my contact. And if I want to hit them up, I can hit them up, YouTube is a little bit different. I feel that YouTube, people that are usually on YouTube, they're trying to start something. So there's nothing wrong with connecting and being out there. Just all the other stuff, though, I try not to get mixed up with all that. Yo, I've been homeless 3 times. Shit can get real. Yup. Exactly. Hell, my friend, I had me start an Instagram. All right, my fault. But, yeah, just like I said, there was some stuff on my mind. I'm probably rambling real fast, and I don't have Facebook either. I hated it. My sister sent out graduation invitation over Facebook only. I found out about the party like an hour before it started. Yeah, it's like, why? There's people that are meant to be of importance in your life. You don't, just like I said, I'm not knocking that. So I think, let me just put it this way: a lot of social media platforms, they're great if you utilize it the right way, and if you love chatting, connecting with others and stuff. And you can just handle it, Like, I don't want people to think I'm knocking that stuff. I'm not knocking anything that I'm saying. Just like I said, I'm not knocking video games. I'm not knocking other social media platforms. I'm not knocking what I said earlier, people that watch Bachelor and all that. I'm not knocking any of that stuff. But if you do have that stuff, and if you watch certain shows, don't watch something that you are desperately wanting. Let me give you an example. So let's just say that, I don't know how many of you guys are in a relationship or not. If you are, yeah, it could be tough. If you're not, good for you. I believe that if you can live life and be content with yourself by respecting yourself, not being loose with it, I feel that you're better off. But if you're not, you're in a relationship, what I'm about to say is going to be useful information, hopefully. I feel that if you're desiring something from someone, whether it's a friend, a spouse, girlfriend, boyfriend, and you're not really getting it, do not look at something like a show or a movie or go to social media for that. For example, just like I said earlier, some people are addicted to sex. So if they feel that they're not getting that, they're going to watch a show that probably has some of that in it, and then it leads to something else. if they're with somebody that does drugs, and you get what I'm trying to say, just don't try to get yourself involved in something that that you desperately want, and it's gonna make those urges even worse. Try to work it out with that person. Try to get it from that person, whether it's um, a better mutual understanding, intimacy, this and that, because what ends up happening is, if it doesn't happen, you're either gonna be resentful towards that person, or you're just gonna find it somewhere else. Just like I said, it doesn't have to be anything physical. It could be mental, it could be money, it could be, you know, and if it's not none of those things, it could, you could try to find pleasure in doing something else. This is why people are addicted to certain things that's not good for them, because they're depressed, they're not being pleased in one area, so they're relying on another thing, another person, another substance, another hobby, movie, whatever. Oh yes, like people seek out, like, yeah, you just got your own taste, right? Some people like books, some people like sports. It tastes, yeah. For me, it's working out, right? But some people, they work out and it's for the wrong reason. It's kind of like that scenario. Like, I literally work out for my health, mainly for my health, because we already know I don't look like these ripped young cats. You know what I'm saying? Um, would I like to look better? Yeah, but I'm all about performance, man. I'm older, and I ain't got time to be trying to get a V taper. I got a U taper. I ain't got no V. But yeah, just like I sound, I just doing a visual, just rambling, and once in a while I read some of y'all comments, and they're good. They're good stuff. Sometimes people just need to talk, and then talking just kind of it's one of those things, like, just let it all out. It ain't got to make no sense. You can sound like a Looney Tune. Just say what you got to say, just so you could just chill out, get a cold drink, or whether it's water or, I don't know, a little wine or something, and just, chill. But this is one of the reasons why I love connecting with people, because it's people from all around the world. And, sometimes you could be just talking about whatever, and some of the things that people not read, text, type, is good stuff. Sometimes stuff that we need to be reminded of. Sometimes we forget basic things, and somebody has to be like, yo, man, or yo, lady, and they say something, and it's like, wow, like, I was so caught up that, I completely forgot that, you only got one life, and you got to live 21st century and do this stuff. I got the beach ball body. Yeah, that's right. That's right. Yeah, I do too. You know, yeah, so my nephew, my brother's nephew, he's so funny. This when I was bigger, though. I was way bigger. He's a jokester too. I haven't seen him in a while, but we was at the beach, and I had a little fatty skirt. That's what we call a fatty skirt, when your tummy hang really low. And he said, don't run, don't run. And he's like, why? He's like, because it'll hurt. And I'm like, why it's gonna hurt? He's like, this. Yeah, you ever seen a flag? You just gonna be sound with the wind current, it's gonna hurt your gut. I'm like, yo, man, this dude had jokes for days, man, riding on me. But yeah, fatty skirt, man. I even on my YouTube page, if you look at some of my pictures, my before and after, I had a fatty skirt. It was really fatty. It was a fatty skirt. I had people be like, yo, man, they'll be like, Bad Body wears skirts, man. That fatty skirt. Yeah, I had it. Yeah. Yeah, fatty skirt. My fat skirt. Yeah, I didn't have a fat dress, but yeah, I had a skirt. That thing was mid-thigh. Mid thigh. Straight up. I could hide anything under that thing. Straight up. Had a fatty skirt. Mm-hmm. Flabby and what? Nah, man. Walrus. Yep. I was called the singing walrus one time. I don't know if you guys know what that is, but if you have kids or people that, or if you're around people that have kids, or if you have nieces or nephews and stuff, yeah, you know some of them cartoons, man. And to their defense, I do look like the singing walrus. I'm black like him, and I got a gap, and we kind of look alike. So when I was called that, I was like, you know what? I'll take it. I do look like that singing walrus on PBS or whatever that station's called. But man, fatty skirt. That's right. They's like, yo, bad body, fatty skirt. Look at that thing. Yeah. Man, I was a different type of sexy. You got sexy thick, sexy look good, you're ripped, you're in shape, you're curvy, but nah, they said he developed a skirt around his midsection. God damn. But yeah. Yep. That sure did. Boy, they'll see me. They're like, there he go. There he come. There he is. There he is. Him and his little skirt. Yeah. 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 Those were the days, but not the days at the same time. Yeah. It was hanging everywhere. Y'all probably like, what you mean? I didn't, just like I said, it wasn't just the apron. Because they call the front part the apron. Now I had the whole thing, the whole shebang. That thing looped over my ass crack. I had it. I had the whole skirt, the whole thing. I had the whole thing. I had it all. And then I started working out. But just like I said, the main reason why I worked out was because of the health part. It just benefited me that I lost the mini skirt, the fatty skirt. It just benefited me. You know, and I'm not trying to say it benefited me more so visually, because some people are, oh, you're vain, you're all about it did benefit me because the belt buckle, right? And you know, a lot of men, we have hairy bellies, you know. The belt buckle and the fat, it used to get caught up in the belt buckle, and that thing used to hurt in the zipper. It'll get in the zipper, you know, because I had a lot of fat down there. So the zipper would get caught, the hair would get caught in the zipper, the fat would get caught in the zipper. I'll see a zipper line on my fatty skirt. It was bad, man. I'm telling you. People be like, yo, why your gut look all jacked? No, it's like, cause sometimes I zipping up and it gets caught up in there. I'm working on it. I bought a big old mirror so I get the whole view taking stock to fix it. Yeah. Right. I had so many of those days, but not the days. It's funny to look back and yeah, man. See, just me just talking about whatever is helping out. And I hope that people, if there's anyone that's watching this, I'm not trying to say give someone your whole life story, give just to vomit on people. What I mean by vomit on people, just throwing severely personal stuff. Sometimes vaguely, you just gotta get somebody, because some of y'all YouTubers, man, you guys be straight up savage. You guys mention people that you love, names. You guys mention names and, oh, this person did this to me, screw them, F this, F that. I'm like, oh my God. It's like, why are you talking about the person that you with? You know, you're going to go home to them, you online just talking, like, chill, bruh, or chick. Like, you got to chill. So, you know, my best advice is if for some reason you can't basically do what I do, you know, just like I said, I said that I witnessed something, but I'm not mentioning any names. I'm not mentioning even the city. I'm not mentioning nothing. But there's some people that they will mention everything, like the whole family tree, their friends, their bank accounts, why they're upset, the exact situation, what's happening in their life, and they will just rip a big anus hole in their lives and the people that they love, because they just can't they can't be vague for nothing. So and it's like, yo, like, you know, like, why would you do that? because you're in your feelings, now you're going to go home, you embarrass your home, you embarrass your household, you embarrass your family, you embarrass your friends, you embarrass yourself. And, you know, some people just really can't keep their crap in their pants, like my fatty skirt. You know, I kept that in my pants. You know, you know, but they really oh, Daisy, what's good? How you doing? Ma had to buy the shortest pants because he wore the waist under the apron. Yeah, man. Yep. Right. I had so many. Yeah, all right. But some people, man, they let it out the they the moment they get pissed, the first thing they do is go on social media, and they're not even vague. They just straight up just start throwing names. They throw their kids' names, they wife, their husband, they cat, their dog, their boss's names, everybody's name. They just throw it all out there. And I'm just like, you are a fool. You are a fool. If you're upset, you know, you don't go on social media. And if you do go on social media, you better be vaguer than them. Man, you better be super vague. You know, you better be vague. Like, I'm talking about so vague, you know, but people, they like to throw their vomit out there. And then they get upset when people find out. They do, doxing everybody who wants to stir that pot in front of the world. Yeah, man. You know, there's some stuff that be happening to me, but I don't be dropping bombs out there, you know, because I'm the type of person where before I do something, especially when it comes to social media, I put myself in the other person's shoe. I'm like, why would I be spouting and vomiting everybody's business if I know I wouldn't like them doing that to me? So so usually when I make a decision, I always picture myself on the opposite end, you know, because that's just the worst thing to do. My dad used to always say, don't let nobody know what's going on in your house. Nobody. The only time someone needs to know what's going on in your house, and even then you can't exploit 100% of it, is if these people are a positive figure in your life and they really want to help you. They're not helping you for self-gain so you can rely on them. No, it's because they love you and they want to help you and they don't want to see your house burn down, you know. But you got people, man, they will straight up embarrass themselves and their whole family. They're the loudest when it comes, they're the loudest vocally, they're the loudest spreading out their news. They just blah. And I'm like, yo, shut up, you know. But some people, they gotta learn the hard way. Some people, they just gotta go through the fire. And you have to let them burn. Let them burn. 'Cause that's the only way they function. They only function when they get hurt. You know, and there's a lot of people like that. They only function when the house burns down, but they don't function when stuff is smoking. They got to wait till the whole thing burn down, everything go to hell. And then they say, oh, I get it now. It's like, so you wait till the whole world was destroyed. Now you get it, you know, but some people function like that because it's a part of their upbringing. They seen their mom, they seen their dad only function in SHT. You know, that's the only way they function. I actually used to be a blabbermouth talking about myself all the time. You stick your tongue out, it might get cut off. Yeah. Yep. You ever see that Christmas story with Ralphie when his homeboy stuck his tongue on that pole? That's exactly what be happening to people. They think they could stick out their tongue on an ice pole and they could just take it on off. Nope, you stuck there for a good little minute, and you stuck there long enough so people could look at you, laugh at you, call you names. And when someone saves you, yeah, you saved, but people gonna remember that day. What's up, bad boy? What's up? Hey, what's good, Carl? I'm doing this right. And one of the reasons why I'm shouting him out, because people online say that he's the better version of me. He's like the healthier, the good looking, the younger, this, that, and the third. So shout out to you, Mr. Carl. You know, what's up, man? We all know that you're like the better version. You know, you're like me, but like a million times better. So what's good, man? Um, but yeah, you know, people they just need to be quiet. It's like just stop throwing yourself out the like a piece of meat, like you a piece of ass. Just stop it. Just stop throwing yourself out the, you know, your behind ain't for everybody to take, you know. But yeah, you know, just like I said, this actually helped. Um, you know, I don't ever come on here to bash and get specifics. Just like I say, usually I come on here because this is it. This is it for me. And I'm not ashamed to admit it. You know, my social life is mainly here if it's not with employees and colleagues. This is it. When people ask me what was the most meaningful conversation that you had that's outside of bills, family matters, and colleagues, work, medical stuff, what is it? What was the last time you got with somebody? You talked about something that had nothing to do with the maturity of the world's expectations. Like, when was the last time you talked about a movie, an action movie, a comedy? When was the last time you even talked about sports? Even though sports is widely talked about, but just laughed. I, to be honest, I don't even remember. I don't remember. I don't remember the last time I legit did that. Because you got some people, they will know your interests, even though they're not interested, and they will say stuff like, "Oh, aren't you into such and such? How do you like that?" Yeah, I seen a couple of those. And I'm not talking about loose conversation that people are trying to pretend to like so they can engage with you a little bit. I'm talking about legit, you got with somebody and you both are laughing for a good hour just talking about y'all interests to the point where you guys are talking just stupid. I haven't had that in so long. I haven't had that in so long. Um, Usually when I speak with people, yeah, I make them laugh. You know, yes, you know, I talk about their interests and stuff, but you know, I mean, oh wait, maybe when it's food, you know, then I get people going. But everybody loves food. I'm talking specific interests. But nah, this is it. Like you said, man, sometimes people got to learn the hard way. Yeah. But this is basically it for me. Um, you know, like when I go home, it's just, you know, if it's not literally like legit, when I go home, I'm just going to be looking at paperwork, medical stuff. My pillow's nice. It's nice and cold. It has like a nice silk material to it. You know, most nights be cold, but it has like that nice, you know. Y'all like, yo, this dude better not be talking to his pillow. Now, the only time I talk to my pillow is when I don't want to go off somewhere and I'm like, oh, do I have to get out? But yeah, it's just, you know. Angel, what's good? What's popping? I know you got something going on tomorrow. No, it wasn't tomorrow. You said Sunday. I think. My Sunday, your Monday, right? I'm doing good. Lizelle, what's good? I'm just rambling. Me either. I want to get a few new friends, but I gotta get my crap together first. You know what? Happy Mac, I respect you for that. Cause just like I said earlier, people don't date themselves. They don't get to know themselves. And you're only as good as you like people always say you're only as good as you make yourself out to be. But I feel like you're only as good as much as you know yourself. Truly. Because just like I said, we always want to talk about our strengths. We always talk about what's what's you know the best thing about us. We always brag about that, but we never talk about our weaknesses, and that's what trips us up all the time. And that's what trips up everybody. I guarantee if you talk to an older person or even someone around your, I'm not sure if you're around 40, and I'm only mentioning 40 because that's around my age group and stuff. Um, Everyone will say that they wish they could have done this, they wish they could have done that, or they wish they would have listened to themselves, or they took time to really get to understand them. Everybody talks like that, and they talk like that for a reason. It's because they were only fixated on what they did that was good. They never focused on the things that could cripple them, their weaknesses, because nobody doesn't want to be reminded of their weaknesses. Nobody does. That's why we have so many undeniable people in this world. So many people are naive and so in denial, right? That they will ignore good advice and even constructive criticism. They will even ignore themselves. They will ignore themselves to the point where they will put themselves in great harm. That's how bad it is if you don't know your weaknesses. That's how critical it is if you don't sit down and date yourself. Take yourself out to a restaurant like Bad Body does. I take myself out, and while I'm eating, I'm legit thinking. And I'm not just thinking about the food that I'm eating. I'm actually sitting down and saying stuff like this. Do I like this restaurant? Do I like the food that I'm eating? Um, do I love this setting? And I think about my weaknesses. Is coming out by myself a good thing? Is it reminding me of, certain things that I don't want to be reminded of? I think about so much stuff. And not because it's silly, it's because I'm really trying to get to know myself better. I'm just trying to get to know myself better. Unlike most people that think that they know themselves, but they only know their strengths, and they only want to deal with their strengths because everybody wants to avoid their weaknesses. Everybody does. I don't care who it is. If you're the type of person where you say, I'm not like that, that's your weakness right there. The moment you say, Bad Body, I'm not like that, that's your weakness. If you say that you're the type of person where you you don't ever avoid your weaknesses, or you don't think about them a lot and stuff, that's your weakness right there. And I don't care what you say. I don't care what you say, because everybody's made a mistake. And you know why people made mistakes? Is because they didn't understand themselves. And you know why they didn't want to understand themselves? Is because they were weak, and they wanted to feel the desires of their wants, and only want to function within their strengths. Therefore, when they stumbled upon the situation, it hit them from the blind side, and now they're like, dang, I should have known better. Or they'll say, I knew that, but I just ignored it. You know? How are you all here, guys? Busy, yes, body. But yeah, the better version of you, nah, I'm myself just expressing. Nah, Carl, what I mean by you're the better version of me, I'm talking more like looks and stuff. I'm not talking about, our personalities, because obviously I'm me and you're you, you know. But I'm saying everybody online saying that, oh, we found a better looking version of you that doesn't have a fatty mini skirt. His name's Carl. That's what I'm saying. But motivation to get over those weaknesses I let go on for way too long. Right, man. Take all the shortcuts you want, but if you really want it, you gotta earn it. Yeah, you gotta earn it. And you have to go through the things that it that will cripple you. But people like to avoid it. People love to avoid the things that cripple them, that scare them. You know what? I made a video. It was called Which One's Worse, Temptation or Fear? And the reason why I said temptation is worse is because temptation is something that we usually want, whether it's good or bad for us. We just run for it. But the reason why I say fear is not as bad as temptation, because usually when people fear something, they either avoid it, or they wish or summon up the strength to go about it if they're stuck in the corner. But with temptation, you could be in a corner, you could be in the air, in the ground, you could be in the comfort of your own home. If you're tempted by something, you're going to go for it. You will literally leave your home and go after it, whether it's good or bad for you. And this is why I say temptation is the worst. It's the worst thing. And temptation can actually lead to fear, because there's even things that we fear and we know is bad for us, but we're tempted to go for it anyway because we're tempted by the adrenaline, the excitement that it will give us, but we're not thinking about the consequence. So I guess this video has something to do, this live has something to do with that video that I made. Temptation, man, like we have to know our temptations, basically. We have to know them. Because if we don't, especially if it's bad for us, I was missing a lot of streams and this and that. But yeah, we have to know our temptations, because my temptations in the past, it led up to something. But just like I said, just because you have temptation doesn't have to be a bad thing. Your temptations, if you expose it to the wrong people, they could use it against you. So you have good and bad temptations that you're tempted by. And then what ends up happening is sometimes you reveal it to the wrong person. And if it's someone that you want to be with, but they're not the right people for you, what ends up happening is whatever you find pleasure in, even though you want to share it with them, they can use it against you. So this is why you have to know your audience. You have to know people, and you have to know who you're confined in and what category you want to place them in. Because if you want a relationship with that person, you have to know their family. Just like I said earlier, you got to know their family, what they argue about, because that's going to go into your relationship. You have to, I'm just cutting off the car because it was running. You have to know their friends, because best believe, and a lot of the ladies that's on here, they're probably going to say I'm right about this. You have to get to know their friends, because if they're not speaking to their family about your problems, they're talking to their friend. And if it's a good friend, they're going to give them good advice. If it's a bad friend, they're going to be speaking through the person that you want to be, where you're trying to hold a relationship with, through them. So you're not even speaking to them. You're speaking to their friend through them. So this is why it's so crucial to know yourself first. And if you do decide to go outside of yourself, outside of knowing yourself, you have to know the people that you are going to be involved with. They don't have to be a spouse or a girlfriend or a boyfriend, but Papa John for the ad, you hold on. They don't have to be a boyfriend or a girlfriend or a spouse. They could just be a regular friend. You have to know more about yourself, just so you're better prepped with the people that you want to be in your life. Sabotage, really, I don't need that friend. Yeah, but guess what? We self-sabotage ourselves. The people that already have that mindset of sabotaging, it's already their mission. It's our fault why we allowed that to happen. Because just like I said earlier, we can't control other people's actions, but we can control our own actions. But it starts off by getting to know ourselves better, not just our strengths, our weaknesses as well. Hold on, I hope I didn't miss anyone. Yes, you're right, Body. Thank you, Angel. I appreciate that. I'm not always right. Sometimes certain things that come out my mouth, it's intended for wellness, but it could be misinterpreted. So if it is, you could question me, whatnot. My intention is never to cause division, is to cause unity and understanding. Because just like I said, I'm not bashing anyone. I didn't say any names on this line. I didn't mention anything. I just said that I'm driving out tonight because some things on my mind. And I'm just rambling on. Because I'm cool like that, I could be pissed off with somebody like crazy, but I ain't gonna be up on here spreading out their stuff. Nah, man, that's messed up. You don't do that stuff. You don't do that at all. I don't even care if it's not online. You don't do that at all. That's total disrespect. You don't do that to people. I don't care what they did to you. And if you feel you have to throw out their stuff, it better be in court. It better be in court. You know, but even then you got to be careful, because there's some people, they go to the extremes, and you know, and they will even damage you with non-factual stuff. So just be careful, man. Don't be just vomiting your mess on others and the world. You know, bad body and to spark a conversation. Yeah, you know, Carl, I give you props though, because so some check out Carl's channel, people. Carl, you're better than me. I know that you're very open. I'm open too, just like I was mentioning to people, that I'm somewhat vague, only because if I don't, like, for example, Carl, you have your page, you're very open, but even though you're open, I'm not gonna mention stuff about your page, because that's for you to share, not me. So I'm very private when it comes to, or I try my best to be private as best as I can when it comes to other people's stuff. Like, the closest I'm going to say is, Carl, you're a very open person. But me personally, the reason, just like I said, the reason why I'm not like that is because I'm the type of person, you can have social media to the point where everybody can see your stuff, but it's still your choice to share that in a specific setting, on a specific live. So that's why I always tell people, if you want to share, drop a link or comment. But I'm not just gonna throw your stuff out there, because one if you're open, but you're not that open, you know, or one if there's a video that you want to share, but it wasn't a loose video that you just want to share with every single person. It was more of, I want to share it under my control, my choice, my timing. So that's why I don't, you know, I share stuff, but it depends. Like, for example, if it's a live, that's one thing. Or if it's someone that has a YouTube channel that I know that that if you connected with them, it'll benefit you. Like, there's a couple of people that have a YouTube channel. If you connected with them, it'll benefit you. Like Angel and them, they got a pretty, you know, good group. But if you want like a big connection, like you want your channel to blow the heck up, Maria, Pinay, Germany, so I'll give you a shout out right here. I know, you know who else is here, but they be quiet. They be real quiet on my live, but I know they be watching. Tata and them, they on here. They just being quiet, but they're pretty cool too. Josh said Angel and her group are cool. I don't know what their group is called. They're just a group of people and friends, and if you know them, then they're pretty cool to click with too. They don't have a specific name. Like, Maria's more of a loner, but she has a big connect network. Like, it's wild. Like, just like I said, if you know her and you stick with her, you will network like crazy. And she's just one person. She does it all. She has a whole system going on. She's very entertaining too. And then Tata and them, they're like a big group, you know, like they have a name for their page. You know, one of them, you know, all of them, and they're very supportive. Just like I said, Angel, they have a big group too. I if they do have a name for their group, I still don't know it. I want to say the Angels, but I know that's like her name. So I'm like, I don't think that's for everyone, but you know, if y'all, I think y'all should by now have a name for y'all selves, because you guys are like a group to me. When I see Angel, I see Farrell. When I see Farrell, I see Lizelle. When I see Liza, I see Delilah. When I see her, I see Nash. You know, I group them all together because they support each other. And, you know, just like I say, if you know one of them, you know, you get support from all of them. And if I miss someone's name, I'm so sorry. you know, because I know it's more than the names that I just mentioned from that group that be very supportive. And if I miss someone, I'm so sorry. That was Chavez. That's right. See, I almost messed up. She's probably looking too. She's like, Bad Body, you better say my name. Say my name. You know, but I didn't forget. I got it. See, I almost forgot her. And I know I forgot somebody else, but it's gonna come up. But Maria's funny. Yeah, man, she's cool. She helps out everybody. She's just one person too. That's why I give her a props. That's why I give her a shout out. She's one person, and she does it all. She does it all. She's just one person, and she makes sure that people connect too. It's so funny. You'll be on her page. She'll pin somebody, especially if they have a live that's coming up. And she will literally go inside that live and see if you commented. And if you didn't, she'll give you a chance. But if you don't, she will unmod you and she will kick you off because she has that attitude. I don't mind if you want to take, but you need to learn how to be a giver. She has that attitude. And if you don't give, she's like, bye. Because these people that are coming to my channel, she has that attitude. They're supportive and they network and they connect with each other because they're trying to build each other up. They're just not coming up in here, take. And that's another video that I made. I made a video called be more of a giver than a taker, because there's a lot of people on YouTube, they have that mindset. If you don't help me, I won't help you. Or if you do for me, then I'll do for you. I have that attitude. If I'm going to help you, I'm just going to help you, because I really don't have no control if you're looking at my stuff or not. So I'm not going to be stupid and say, oh, if you don't help me, I don't help you. I'm just going to help you. I'm just going to help you. But, but just like I said, I have no control if someone's watching my stuff or my watch hours and stuff. So I just feel bad for the people that they rely on this heavily, like they rely on this hard. Cause just like I said, outside of this, I do have I have a decent life. This isn't even 50%. This isn't even 30% or 20%, not even 10% of basically what I'm looking forward to help me out financially. Or I do this for fun. I don't know if you guys were here earlier, but this is basically my social network. This is the most that I've ever taught, probably in a whole month, probably in 2 months, probably in 3 months. This is the most that I've ever interacted. And it's not even an interaction where I'm hearing y'all speak to me. So I'm talking about every type of interaction. This is the most that I've ever have gotten. And some of y'all may say, well, that's sad. But, and I'm not saying that I don't talk to anyone at all. Just like I said, for work, I talk to people. Colleagues, I talk to them. But just like I said earlier, when it comes to like things that I'm interested in, the web, this is it. I have some friends that I hang out with, but they live so far out. They don't live like right down the road. So, I know they'll be there for me if I really need to get something off my chest. Not like now, like something like really serious, but this is it. This is it for me. Yeah, full-time YouTubers got a lot of stress to make the plate. Some are feeding families. Yeah. Oh, hold on, wait. I'm a bit busybody preparing for a Tom celebration. After Tom, then back to normal. Bro body busy. Appreciate y'all being here, because I know you guys so I'm very appreciative. Don't get me wrong. Even though I say that this isn't even 10% of something that I'm trying to make out of my life, I'm still appreciative. I'm very grateful, because you got some people, they'll come up on YouTube and have that attitude, oh, I just do this on the side, but it ain't really nothing. I'm like, you sound like an ungrateful prick. It's like, still be grateful. Just state to people that this isn't your main gig. This isn't even half of it, but you're grateful. Don't sound ungrateful, because guess what? Even if it isn't your you're 50 or 25, 75, whatever, people will unconnect from you if they sense that ungratefulness from you, whether you need them or not. So when I come on YouTube, it's truly for connection, because technically you guys don't have to be like sub to me to connect with me. You guys could just chat with me just like you are right now. So this is why when I tell people, I truly come here to talk, to chat, not to throw my personal business out there, because I don't think anybody should do that. And if you do, all right, just know the consequences. But, just for loose conversation, this is it. This is it. I probably have some relatives looking at this right now, and they know that the only thing we talk about is serious stuff or food, not trying to say that's a bad thing, but just like I said earlier, some family, they function just staying busy, talking about serious stuff, because that's how they stay ahead in life. And there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with having family that, they like to stay on the grind. Because just like I think who was it? Just like Earth, just like you said, man, you know, you said that you had a tough life 3 times. I don't want to get too personal. Someone missed it in the chat. I'm not going to repeat it. But you went through some things and it was really hard. And just like I said, there's people in my family, including myself, we went through some hard times, and talking about busy things and staying on the uppity up on those busy things, that's the best way we could function without falling under. And it's, I said, I'm not trying to say that's bad, but outside of that, I don't talk to nobody. It's nothing, you know, it's nothing. Look at me. I'm in my car. I didn't want to be in my house talking. That just speaks for itself. I'm in my car. And I've seen YouTubers, they do the same thing as me. They're in their car. It's not because their house is dirty. It's not because their home is bad. It's just that sometimes our home reminds us of things that we got to do for tomorrow. I don't want to be reminded of work. I don't want to be reminded of things that I have to do outside the house, because you see your work clothes, you see paperwork, you see pictures of, medical stuff. Sometimes people home, their life out there, the stuff that they have to do that's of an importance and necessary stresses is all over the house that they just got to get out. They just have to get out, and that's me. Because when I go home, I see medical work. When I go home, I see my scrubs. When I go home, I see books. Now, and I'm not talking books that are pleasurable, books that are like, oh, let me keep up with my CEs and stuff like that. Like, I get reminded of stuff that keeps me busy. Yes, it's keeping me afloat, but sometimes you got to get away from that stuff. So I get in my car and I just drive off, and that's why you guys see me in the park for hours, and and I look at the water, because the water, the ocean, there's no buildings, there's no people. It's just a vast body of water. There's no interference. It's empty, but it's beautiful, and there's nothing getting in the way. But when I'm home, I see bills, I see, I just see stuff that reminds me of what I have to do Monday through Friday, you know? So I get in my car and I just start talking about my fatty skirt to more serious matters. But, because if I don't, then I usually do a silent live. And guess what I'm doing on my silent live? I'm doing work. That's what I'm doing. That's what I'm doing. I have a good life, but it's really busy. Busy. Next thing you know, I'm not just bald and pretty rugged in the face. Now I'm gray, which I had to cut some of that because it was looking pretty crazy. People's like, yo, man, you got pepper flakes in your beard. You know, it's a feeling of being trapped in your house with everything looking at you. Yup. Car means freedom. Yup. Happy. Yup. That's exactly it, man. Bro, when I got my first car, I just drove across the country. It was great. It's fun. Yeah, it really is. And the only time I have a problem with people going inside their car is just like I said, when they talk crap about people and they give names and stuff. It's like, dude, you know, you're in your car online talking about everyone when you could just either go to a therapist or you could speak to the person directly and try to work things out. But I'm not doing any of that stuff. I'm just blabbing, and you know, some things are vague, and I'm just, for anything, I'm making some of y'all laugh by talking about the fatty skirt I used to have. You know. But you know, it's that inheritance. So like a neon sign to me, the life I want isn't gonna wait. Yep. If I'm sniffling, I'm sorry. I should have took my cetirizine before I left the house, but I didn't, you know. So if you hear my allergies a little bit, I do apologize. But yeah, I love people. Even the people that piss me off, I love them too. You know, that's why sometimes, um, you know, when I get hurt, it's not because of what they're doing to me. It's the things that, hold on, wait, let me take that back. It's not doing that I know is not helping them that hurts me, you know, because I hurt for people, you know, whether it's them acting up towards me or towards other people. You know, so many people want to just be like, oh, that person should be punished. I don't have that attitude. I have that attitude of, when I see people doing wrong to others, I want them to be better, because you could hope that that person does right by that one individual, but what if they do wrong by somebody else, or one of the way their upbringing is, they end up getting with somebody that's in your family. Now you gotta deal with them forever. You know, so when I see people doing wrong, I don't just wish them ill or I don't care. I'm like, yo, I hope that they get better. I hope that they become kinder, sweeter, and more respectable individuals, because you never know when you're gonna come across them. It may not be indirect, but it could be indirect to the point where it's with your kids, with your cousin, with your sister, with your siblings. You don't know. You really don't know. So you really, when it comes to people, even evildoers, you really gotta, whether it's praying, wishing, you really have to hope for the best with them, because you don't know who they're gonna be involved with in the future. Yo, Goku sparing Frieza, anime taught me morals, man. I will hope you will spare somebody after they humiliatedly chopped off their own legs. Oh man, yeah. You know what? Some anime gave me some morals too growing up. I'm not gonna lie. You know, so that was a good one. It's okay. I'm a snot machine lately. I know, TMI. um, but man, I do love people, and I know some people, when they get off by themselves, more negativity happens, you know, develops in their brain. But for the most part, the complete opposite. Just like as you saw, I came on live, wasn't bashing anyone. I was just talking. And next thing you know, we're laughing some, and I'm mentioning how I love people and stuff. So when I'm out by myself, I feel that I function better when I step away. Some people, they don't function better when they step away. Some people, when they step away, they get worse. They become worse. They become more bitter. They start It's like they develop an evil mastermind plan up there, and then they go home and destroy. I'm not like that. You know, when I'm hurt, bothered by something, I do what I was taught in elementary school. You need a timeout. And sometimes timeout doesn't mean a bad thing, like you got to be in the corner. Timeout could be like a sport. Timeout, we need to regroup. We have to plan because what we're doing isn't working. And I know when people hear timeout, they think bad. But timeout sometimes just means that you got to step away and you have to regather your thoughts, recollect, reassess, reevaluate, and then tackle whatever at the right time. Some and there's people that they want to tackle something head on, but let me tell you something. You could be as ready as you want to be, but if it's not that time, you're just going to make things worse. Now, don't get me wrong. There's some people that when you try to make things right with them, they don't want to hear it. And that's why I said some people, you just got to let them go through the fire. As hurtful as it may be, as painful as it may be, you just got to let them burn. You just got to look at them, let their ass roast. You just looking at their ass and be like, you're going to roast forever. You're going to roast. You are going to be the most roastiest, tastiest chicken on the market. You just got to let they be on roast, man. I'm telling you, Thanksgiving roast. You know, you just got to let them burn. But that's the only way they're going to function. It's the only way they're going to function. That's it. That is it. You know? Yeah, you know, what's that saying? A hard head makes a soft ass. And it's true. A hard head makes a very soft ass. you know, sometimes you just got to watch people go through it. I hate having to do that with certain people in my life, but some people are so convinced that their way is the only way. Some people have a superiority complex, a winning complex, to the point where they think that they don't because... So the thing is, when you have a superiority and winning complex, the reason why you think that you don't and everybody else has that is because when you want to win and when you want to be have superiority over someone, the thing is, if that nature, if that what I just said is a part of you, is in you, whoever combats you, you're automatically going to think that they have a winning complex, they have a superiority complex, but really they don't. They're just trying to speak logical sense into some facts, but you're looking at it like they're opposing you, like they're a threat. But really, they're just speaking facts. Like they don't want to be your enemy. They're not thinking about winning. They want y'all to win together. But you're too busy thinking, no, I'm going to win and you're going to lose. You know, I'm going to make sure my point is across, you filthy mother sucker. Like they have that attitude. And just like I said, sometimes you just have to let them go through the fire. You know, everybody's been in that spot where they have to sit in the fire, but there's some people, man, they have to sit in that frying pan, man. They have to roast. I'm talking about that Thanksgiving roast. So when Thanksgiving come around, when you see that thing roasted, it's about to burn, man, that's some of the people in y'all life. The only difference is they don't taste good. Right. Why does this have to be a fight? Is there any reason we can't be? Yeah. But some people, they have a strong superiority complex and winning complex. And you know what it boils down to? It's because that they know that you're weak for them. They know deep down that you're weak. And I'm not talking about you're weak. You're not literally weak. You're just weak for them. They know that you're going to take up their BS. You're going to deal with them. And if they have something on you, they will use that. But the thing is, everyone gets tired. And some people don't get tired in the sense of, I hate you, I don't want to deal with you no more. Some people just get tired in the sense of, if you're not going to get it now, maybe you being around me is making you be this way because I'm the only person that lets you get away with it. So you have to remove yourself, you know? Is that Tata? Tata, what's up, girl? Oh, yeah. Like the Kool-Aid man. Oh, yeah. But yeah, sometimes you just have to be that person. Like, I felt like there was some people in my life that I used to affiliate myself with. I felt like I was good and bad for them. So I was good for them because I was there for them, I was supportive, but I was bad for them because I felt like them being around me gave them the reason to keep on acting up. Because I felt like if I remove myself, it's not about me being the right person for them. I just felt that since I was the only one that would tolerate it to the level, to like that level, that they just kept on, you know. And if I remove myself, then they'll see that wow, you know, I thought that the whole world will take me on, but really it was this one person that really took me on way more than most would ever do. But they're gone now, and now everybody's looking at me like, I ain't gonna deal with you. You may have had bad body deal with you, but you know, I'm not the one. You know, just like I said, it could be friend, it could be a relative, it could be someone that's in a relationship. Sometimes you guys are crippling people and you're giving them that power that they feel that what they're doing is okay. And it's not. And by you staying around them, is giving them more of that, I'm going to call it ignorant power. But if you remove yourself, and sometimes you don't even have to completely remove yourself, you just got to cut yourself off mentally, you know, kind of like they're a ghost, like they're mad and they're pissed off, and you're just like, whatever. And then sooner or later, somebody's going to treat them like how they treated you or everybody else, and then they'll come to their senses. But some of y'all, the longer you're with certain people in your lives, in my opinion, you're just making things worse because you've been with them through their ugly. And if they're not changing when they're around you, it's because they feel that it's okay because you stuck around them the longest. So they're not going to change. Other people will see their change, but to me, I had that attitude. I don't give a rat's ass about other people when it comes to seeing change because they don't deal with you every single day. Like, for example, when the world sees me, I don't, it's cool as people see me and say, you know, Bad Body's cool, he's a nice guy. But I want people that are more involved in my life to see me because those are the people that deal with me every day. You know what I'm saying? But people got it backwards. People will literally treat the people that are there for them on a regular like crap. And then the people that are there for them like somewhat like, they want their validation. They want the respect from them. They want everything from them. But the people that are actually there, it's like whatever. And this is why I say some of y'all need to just remove yourselves because instead of them looking at you like a utility belt, they're looking at you like a doormat. You know, they're just stepping all over you. And, you know, you just have to remove yourself, you know, because you're not their utility belt, their teammate, you know. And then some of y'all just y'all just got each other wrong. You guys are both good people, but the things that you guys want or want to understand from one another, you guys are butting heads because you guys aren't in agreement. And sometimes y'all both could be right. Y'all just don't want to be a part of the same lane. Y'all don't want to be on the same train, the same car, the same this, you know. This is why I say it's better to know yourself before you try to get to know other people. Because if you don't know yourself, you're going to put yourself in a situation where you're going to be like, dang it, I did not realize that I didn't like this, or I did like this until I put myself in the situation. You don't want to be that person, because some of y'all get stuck. Y'all get stuck, whether it's debt with somebody, kids, um, work, school, y'all get stuck. Oh, what's good, Ian? Hold on. And I don't believe there's a such thing as being stuck, because anybody can get out of a situation, but sometimes, depending on the situation, you may get out of it, but it takes so much. And, just like I said, sometimes it's money, sometimes it's kids, sometimes it's work, sometimes it's school. Um, you just got to count your losses, or don't count your losses. Just understand what you may lose, but understand what you could possibly gain. Because sometimes staying in a situation, it gets worse and worse, and you think that you can handle it, but if things are getting worse and worse, that means that you're going to get worse. You're not going to build up resistance. You will get worse. You may not do anything physical, but your health, something will take a big hit. And I think people ignore those things. They had an attitude, I'm going to tolerate this, and it's like, yeah, but what about you? You know, you don't want to live your life miserable. I'm not trying to say hardship you shouldn't go through. Everybody should go through some type of hardship that's more so necessary for growth. But some of y'all will go through so much unnecessary things in your life to the point where it's harder to get out of now. You could get out at any time, but it's harder now because now you're losing more. You're losing a whole lot more because you base your trust off of a what if versus something that continuously happens over and over again. And I had a friend say this to me. I'll never forget. Because this person that I'm mentioning, um, they're very I don't know what they're doing now. This just I said this happened years ago, but she's into the Bible and all that stuff, and she said that, you know if you believe in the word, you know before the promised land and all this stuff. And she's like, it's the same thing with people. Sometimes we hope that things get better in a short amount of time, but sometimes it could take up to 40 years. And yeah, don't get me wrong. There's people, whether they're friends, family, husband, cat, dog, whatever. Well, dogs and cats don't live 40 years, but sometimes at the end of that 40 years, you're living the best time of your life at your old crusty age. But some of us, we don't. We wait that long for what? You know? And that's a gamble that you're going to have to take. You know? That's a gamble that you're going to have to take when it comes to people that you want to be involved with. Are you going to wait around 40 years? Or are you going to be like, hey, this isn't me? Now, some people may say, but if you stop too soon and give up, then you're a quitter. Don't I don't want y'all to misunderstand me and say that any situation that you're in, you should just up and quit just because you don't like something. Because in life, you're not going to like something, whether you're with somebody or not, whether they're family, friends, work. there's certain things in life that you may not like, but you still have to go through it. You still have to be a part of it, and you just have to roll with it. What I'm talking about is something that you see is not getting better. That is extremely getting worse to the point where it's not just hurting you, but it's hurting the other person, and it can hurt much more than just you two. It can hurt a multitude of people if something continues. Or if it's a matter of life and death. That's what I'm talking about. Because some of y'all quit just because somebody doesn't put on the roll of toilet paper right. Like, y'all some mother. I'm like, what? Like, trust me, I've heard some stuff on why people stop talking to somebody. I heard friends say, oh, I'm sorry to act like this, but I hear it more from females, not men. Oh, I don't talk to that person no more because they like everybody else's post, but not mine. I'm like, what? I'm like, you stop being friends with that chick because you, girlfriend, you didn't like the fact that they liked everybody else's stuff, but not yours. That's some pettiness. But it really does get like that with some people. It'd be so petty. I'm like, yo, that is petty. That is petty. But what's even worse than two petty people is when one is not petty and the other one is. Now that's, to me, the reason why that's worse is because with two petty people, for some reason I see them linking back up. Yeah, their relationship is petty, but somehow they make it work and they function with dysfunction. But when you have one petty person and the other person not petty, usually the person that's not petty, they either become petty just so the other person can learn how idiotic they could be, or they just kill each other. And it doesn't have to theoretically mean they kill each other. It just makes things worse. And it always baffles me. That's why when it comes to friendships and relationships, I try not to get too much into it because I've seen couples get into fights. I'm talking about fights that, like the military, the cops, Superman needs to come. Batman, Spider-Man, every single superhero you need, they need to come. But guess what? The next day, oh, I love you. Oh, I love you too. I love you more than the world. It's like, how the hell they doing that? And they be the ones ended up with each other the longest. But then the ones that don't go through that, they end up splitting mad quick over something stupid. Oh, you never knew my favorite color, or you didn't like my Facebook post, or you didn't come with me to the store to pick my favorite stuffy toy. Some dumb shit, you know what I'm saying? Like some stupid stuff. So it's always something stupid. It baffles me. And I'm not trying to say that I'm not trying to say it's irrelevant. I'm not trying to say that not knowing your person's favorite color is irrelevant. I'm just saying that usually when I see breakups with a friendship or a relationship, it's not nearly as serious as the people that rode it out for a long time. And it just baffles me. I'm like, here you go splitting over someone accidentally not cutting off the water, but for the sink, or put on the wrong toilet paper, but yet these people, they get into serious fights, like serious, and yet they say that they love each other every day. They make love every day. Their kids are college graduates now. Like I just don't understand. It doesn't make any sense. It really doesn't. But I see it. I see it, man. I see it. Some of them are my friends or my old friends. I'm like, yo, y'all still kicking it. I don't know how y'all do it. Y'all struggling and y'all getting it together. Y'all making it. But then the people that got the degrees and had some of them had parents growing up, whether they were foster or half whatever, and they just drop the ball. They drop it. Even if it's messed up, it still hurts though. Life is truly, yeah, it is. Very true. Happy body spitting fast, utter emotional destruction. Yeah. Hold on, Ella. Give me a minute. How are you? But yeah, man. I could never understand. I don't get it. I just don't get it. I don't get it. You know. I always find it. You know what's funny about life? I always find it that the people that are decent or that are assholes, they get all the freedom in the world. They're basically okay. But I'm finna tell you why that happens. I'm gonna tell you why that happens. I'm finna tell you why. Because the asshole friends and the asshole spouse, boyfriend, girlfriend is because physically and surface wise they want that. So they will tolerate their BS. But the people that they settle for, which it can be you, me, anybody, they're gonna give them hell because, as I said, they settled for them. So you weren't even their fifth choice when it comes to friendships, relationship. It doesn't matter. So that's why when I see people angry with each other, especially if they're in a relationship, I laugh because I remember their exes, and I'm like, hold up, you let that dude do whatever. But this person that's way more than perfect makes a simple mistake. And even if it's a continuous mistake, it's not nearly as severe as cheating, beating, drugs, doing something to your kid. But yet, this person, all they did was maybe called you out your name once or forgot to bring you your favorite candy. And you go at their throat like they're a criminal. Like how you should have went after your ex-friend or your ex-boyfriend, girlfriend, baby daddy, demigod, Lion King, whatever you want to call them. So that's why when people say, oh, it's because I'm fed up, it's like, no, you're not fed up. You're just upset that the person that you wanted to be involved with is not a part of your life. So now you're making the good girl, the good guy suffer. It happens with friends too. I've seen coworkers try to click with certain groups, and when that didn't fall through, they will click with what they felt like was a lesser group or a lesser person. And then the moment they started clicking with that group that they really wanted to click with, they treat the people that they felt lesser than like whatever. I seen it in that setting. I seen it in people's relationships. I've seen it all. I've seen it. And I'm like, wow. You treated the people, you tolerated crap from the people that didn't deserve it, and then the people that do deserve it, that are willing to ride to die. You giving them crap over everything, every little thing. So if you ever are around people that are very argumentative with you, especially if you know their past, if they're very argumentative with you and they fight over everything, just know it's because most likely they settled for you. They settled for you because no friend or nobody that you're related to, because it happens with family and siblings too. Nobody should be getting at your throat like you killed someone. No one. No one should be getting at you like that. Especially if they tolerated crap from a whole lot of other people, but yet they were patient hand and foot for them. So if you're with somebody right now, just like I said, you don't have to be in a relationship with them. A friend, and they're giving you the cold shoulder all the time, but you know their history and they treat everybody else better. The ones that treated them like crap, the ones that weren't really there for them, yeah, it's because they're settling for you. You're like that dirty sock in their top drawer, basically. They know that you're always there. You're their junk drawer. They know that they can easily disrespect you, kick you to the curb, but when they need you, you're in that junk drawer, you're in that top drawer. You know, You that extra pair of sock that they couldn't find, or that they know. You get what I'm saying. You the junk drawer. You in there. So you gotta look out for that stuff. This is why you gotta know yourself and know people, and know their. Sometimes you gotta know their history. And if you know they dealt with crap, but then with you, they treat you like crap over petty stuff, it's because they realize that they settled for you. But what they'll do, because if you're a good person and if they did settle for you, let me tell you something. Some people don't want to appear like jerks. So they know that you're a good person, man or woman, friend or not, friend or spouse or girlfriend, boyfriend. They know that you're a good person. So what they'll do is that they will put you in a situation which will bring you out of your element. Once they get you to that place, now you look like the fool. Now they got something on you. So now if they want to dismiss you, they could easily blame it on a situation that they deliberately caused. So that's how they get you, and that's how they have an excuse for them to leave you or do you wrong at the drop of the hat, because they will constantly bring it and hit you with it. Or they really act forgetful. They do that too, but they will hit you with it all the time. Out of all the million things that you forgave them for and you just sat back, they will hit you with it day and time after time. So, right, they will actually go so far to try to make you look bad. Yeah. Yep. 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 They will. Now, and I'm not talking about the mentally unstable, because some of y'all get with the mentally unstable because they're freaks in the sheets. So if you guys are like that, you guys get caught up in trouble, that's your fault. That is your fault. But I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about legit scheming ass people that settle, and then they want to make things bad for the person that's trying to go all out for them. I'm working now, my friend's still watching. Um, Yeah, because there's some of y'all, man. Y'all know someone's crazy and there's something wrong with them, and they got the milkshake in the yard, and damn right it's better, but y'all gonna deal with worse. So y'all need to chill. Like the ones that, um, yo, what's good, man? Hold on, Mason. Out down, the mentally unstable. Because some of them people, they cool and all, but they still unstable. I'm purely talking about people that they're more schemers. They always had an agenda. They had a plan. Yo, I'm a special fish. I gotta find that salmon with the messed up flipper. Yeah, no, you get it, Earth. You get it, because you always have that one person, right? That don't has that attitude. I'm different. I'm special. I could turn this whole thing around, right? But no, you're not special. You are not the exception. What you're playing with is not the exception. It's the rule. You are dealing with bad. So unless you got the willpower to deal with it, don't even attempt it. Because let me tell you, it's wild. I'm telling you, it may be fine everywhere else, but it's wild. Game, I'm doing good. I'm just talking. You're looking for Nemo and his little fin. Yep. Nemo and his little fin. But yeah, but you know, just like I said, nobody's not perfect. Everybody has problems. You just gotta know. You just gotta know yourself to know what type of problems you can handle. Because a lot of us, we go into situations not knowing ourselves and other people's problems. And that's where we fail. That's where we fall short. That's where we succumb to our hatred. Because when you deal with something, this is the problem with dealing with something quick. This is how it could destroy you. Forget about the other person doing some crap to you. The reason why it'll destroy you because it'll lead you to addictions. It'll lead you to hate. It'll lead you to hating yourself. Cause I became that person where if I'm faced with something, it's because of me. It's my fault. It's my fault, not theirs. There's some people they play the long game. They bait and switch on you. I'm not talking about if you don't see the red flags because that's how good they were at hiding them. Because believe it or not, most situations you see the red flags. You see it. Some of them you count the cost and you count what it will do to you, whether it's work or a person. And sometimes we just see it and we think that we're the exception. We think that we go against the rule. We think that we're Neo and Trinity in the Matrix. The rules don't apply to us. We think that we could just turn this whole thing around. But no, for 99.9% of us, we're going to go through things like everybody else if we make that same decision, that same idiotic, wishful thinking decision. So me as an older person, when I go through stuff now, I don't, at the moment I could get mad at somebody, but overall, it's all on me. It's not on them. It's all on me. Yes, we can't choose the family, but we could choose after that. And we can't, and we only have ourselves to blame. That's what it really boils down to when it comes to someone really being pissed. They're not, yeah, you could be pissed at someone, but for the most part, when we're pissed at someone, it's because we chose that person to be a part of our lives. I'm not talking about something that's out of your control with a random stranger. Because you don't have to be a part of somebody's life for someone to make your life hell. But a lot of us, we choose the cat, we choose the dog, we choose the man, we choose the woman, we choose the friends, we choose the job, we choose the car, we choose the clothes, we choose the video game, we choose the television shows. And if we get pissed because the season premiere was crap, or we get pissed because someone, the football player team didn't win, or we get pissed off because our girl or our man didn't do something right, we can be pissed at all those things, but ultimately it is our fault. It's our fault. And I think that's a lot of the reasons why it's hard for me to stay mad at someone. Because when it boils down to it, it's our fault at least 90% of the time. Think about everything that went wrong in your life or that didn't go your way. When you think about it, it's our fault. It's our fault. If you were at a job, most likely you knew the job, you knew what it entailed. You knew there was a probability that they weren't going to give you a big raise. You knew that there was a probability that you could even get let go, but you still chose that job. When it comes to a guy or a girl, usually we see the red flags, but we think that we're the exception because guess what? We're tempted. We want it. We want it. Some of us, it's because we want that as we're adults, so I'm just being real right now. And some of us, we just want love. And, sometimes we don't really care how it looks. We just want to feel it. And guess what? When it acts up, because we just went for it without knowing ourselves and knowing them, it's not their fault. It's our fault. It's our fault. And I get tired. I got to the point where I was tired of blaming other people years ago. But it's my fault. It's my fault. It's nobody else's fault. It's my fault. So if I ever get mad at someone and say, oh, they're this, that, and the third, guess what? If that person, excuse my language, everyone, but if you're going to call someone that you chose that they're a piece of shit, that makes you even worse. Why? Because you picked that piece of shit. So when personally, when I'm upset with someone that I chose to be a part of my life, like a friend or someone in general, and they broke my trust, I'm more pissed at myself, not even at them. I'm pissed with myself. I'm so pissed with myself that I wish I was like Naruto, Earth 7, make a cage Bushin Nujitsu, start beating my own ass. That's how pissed I get. That's how mad I get. I start thinking of fantasy stuff like, let me replicate myself and beat myself up a million times over again. That's how pissed I get. Because I know that it's not their fault, it's mine. It's my fault. It's my fault. It's nobody else's fault but mine. So for people out there, when you're pissed off with somebody, think about why you're pissed off with them. And if you really think about it, not selfishly, you will realize it's because of you. You chose that person to be in your life, to deal with them. They just went along with it. I used to hate when I used to hear people say, oh, that person, they're using them. And then I said, no, they're just playing the game. That other person knew what was up. They knew there was a possibility that they were going to be treated like but they thought that they were the exception. Therefore, now they got to pay the consequence. Whatever happens to them is their fault. It's their fault. And it's going to be harder for them to get out the hole that they created for themselves now. They may get out, but it's going to take them a long time. And there's going to be landmines the moment they get out that hole. It's not going to be easy. They're just not going to get out the hole and they're going to not have to deal with anything else. Nope. You built the hole for yourself with no ladder, with no rope. And even though you managed to get out, there's landmines all over the place. And after the landmines, there's a sniper. There's a sniper waiting for you. And you better hope that you get out unscathed. And if you do manage to get out, trust and believe, for the most part, you will get shot. You may live, but you're dragging yourself through the forest until you see an open road, and hopefully somebody pick your ass up. And if they don't, you're just gonna walk your tired behind to the next town. I'm theoretically speaking, I'm just speaking metaphorically, but hopefully you get what I'm saying. Yeah, you all right, man? Somebody sucker punched my dude's heart. No, so just like I mentioned, remember I said earlier, I hurt for people. And when I see others do things to someone else, especially if they're a part of my family, it gets to me. Because I don't have that attitude, it's your problem, you're alone. I have that attitude, even though it may not affect me greatly, it could affect someone that I care about down the road. So I have to hope the best for you and not just if it involves me personally. I'm like that. It's funny because somebody in my comment section, I commented on someone's video. It was a personal matter of theirs. It's funny. I don't know where they got this from, but they're like, yo, dude, why are you so caring and this and that? And I had to mention to them, I was like, besides some of my upbringing, I do work in the medical field, and, I work with, you know, to me personally, it's something about the medical field, especially if you work in it for a long time, not just for the money, but it's because it's in your heart. You grow a special fondness for people, not just because they're sick or that they're dying, or it's like a different fondness for them. And it's one of those things that is hard to grasp until you're in that situation where you're faced with it every day. It's it's just one of those things. So, when I see someone acting up, mentally, and I could see someone yelling at someone, and even though I know it's not a brick that they're being hit with, I get hurt, not so much because the person's feelings are getting hurt, it's because I feel that people don't pray or hope for the best for the person that's doing the damage. Because I always said this to people. People always say, boo hoo, I feel bad for that person that's being treated like crap. It's like I am too, but I'm more focused on the person that's delivering the punishment for no reason. Because that person may be relieved, but the person that's doing the damage could do it to somebody else. So why am I going to be so fixated on the person that's being hurt and not trying to cure and help the person that's doing the damage? So that's why I'm the way that I am. That's why it seems like I'm talking because I personally got hurt. It's because I'm the type of person where I feel that the world will change if we don't not just focus on the person that's getting hurt, but the people that are doing the damage. Because, like, for example, there's stuff that's going on across the world right now, and it may not be happening in the US, but it can. And the only way that we could stop something is if we go to the person that's causing the problem. And I'm not saying that we should murder and strike and shoot missiles at those people, but you have to get at the catalyst to the problem. You know, like if there's a forest fire and you're only targeting what you can see, but you're not targeting the source, the forest could keep on burning up. So that's why I feel that the people that are doing the damage, they need to be more focused on. Because if you could stop them from causing more hurt, and if you're a religious person, you could pray for them or hope the best, then you could stop them from doing it to somebody else. So just like I said, whether it was at work or on television, so I just saw something today. And just like I said, there's stuff that's going on in the world that got to me as well. And it's just one of those situations where, just like I said, I always feel bad for the victims, but if the victims escape, the person that's doing the victimizing could still do damage to somebody else. And it gets to me. So, and, just like I said, I come here to get away from that stuff. Because when I talk to family or when I talk to people that I know, it's either school, work, or serious stuff, and when I'm home, I'm reminded of that stuff. So I have to get away. I'm not trying to say when I'm home, I'm completely reminded of that stuff, but sometimes stuff at home could come at you like a ton of bricks, man, like a spear. And sometimes you just got to step away or you're going to break a vase. You know what I'm saying? So, or flip a table. So, right. I have a hard time with that myself. I want to stand against things that don't feel right. I'm trying to focus on the positive of life and supporting the good. I feel kind of powerless stopping the bad. Yeah. To be honest, I feel powerless every single day. But I think that's what gives people power, when they know that they feel powerless, but they keep on trying, knowing that they're powerless. That to me, that's real strength, because you're acknowledging. You're acknowledging. Just like it's real strength to grab this water, because boy, my breath is, man, my throat ain't feeling dry. I know y'all probably like, man, this brother could talk. He was talking for 2 hours straight without drinking water. Probably got a lot of saliva in his mouth. Nah, man. But I'm finna put some water in me now. Hold on. Goodness, feel like a desert in my throat. That's much better. Angel, thank you for still being here. Always on supportive. But oh, I don't want to take this from y'all connecting. Just said some good people on this channel. If you haven't connected, do so. Just I'm just rambling. All right, never give up, never surrender. Buddha said, hate cannot exist where love is present. Yep. It's just like there can't be light without darkness. It's the same concept, you know. There can't be hate without love. That is so true. It's kind of like there can't be bravery without fear, because if there's no fear, why do you have to be brave? You know, it's the same concept. So you nailed it right on the you nailed it right on the money. You know, you know, I know I could be doing other stuff right now. I could be sleeping. I could be, but you know, when I'm on everyone's live, and you know, when I do my silent lives, just like I said, 'cause I'm doing paperwork while I'm trying to chat with y'all. You know, I want to see how everyone's doing. Some of y'all lives are so popular though that I just feel like an ant. I'm like, I'm just gonna leave. I'm gonna show my love and just leave. But I don't leave because I want attention. I leave because I know you guys are okay without me. So when I see everyone having a good time, I kind of jump in there, get a good laugh in, and then I hope for the best, you know. I just want everyone to do good, because I'm not the only person that makes the world. Everybody else makes it with me. They make do with what we all have, which is each other. So if I'm the only person that's happy, what good is that if everybody else is miserable? I'm not trying to say you got to do for everyone. And I'm not trying to say that you trying to do for everyone, everyone's going to be happy. But sometimes I go through life, you know, whether it was yesterday or a couple hours ago before the live, I try my best, and sometimes I feel like it's not enough. And I come online and, you know, just a couple of silly emojis make someone's day better. And it's sad that sometimes something as simple as that for a stranger does a whole lot more than the harder stuff that you could do for somebody close to home. And it's not enough. You know, sometimes I work with people, and, you know, I try, you know, any of my employees, any of the people that I work with that are watching this, they know most days I'll always come 100, man. You know, I'm like, hey, what's good? You know, da da da. You know, people in my family, you know, if I'm not on 100 in a good way, because you got 100 in a bad way and you're like, shut the hell up. But what I mean by 100 for bad body in a good way, like uppity up. Um, you know, then with family, I try to establish that same atmosphere, and sometimes it just doesn't work because, just like I said, I have relatives, they're very serious, you know, and so when I come on YouTube, and I'm not negating now, because sometimes we sometimes we oh, what the hell did I just do? Sometimes we negate the things that people do in our lives that are close to us and what they've done. So I'm not negating what people have done for me, because you know that saying, the people that you're involved with, obviously they're going to hurt you the most because you feel for them more than a random stranger. It just makes me a little bit happy when I do send my little emojis and stuff, and I hear people on their live having a good time, they're laughing and stuff, that they're happy, you know. Does that mean that their happiness overrides, you know, the people that have done for me in my life? No, of course not. You know, I always think about what people have done for me, even when they piss me off, you know. Even if they say that they hate me or love me or whatever, I always think about what they've done, and I'm still grateful for it. because it still shapes you to the person that you are every moment. You just gotta hope that it's a person that is positive, wiser, and always. But yeah, I come on here and hope for the best for everyone, and that's what makes me happy. When I hear people saying, "Yo, man, I'm monetized," or "I got more subs," or more people connecting, they're laughing, and hey, da 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 da, I seen you on another live. I like seeing that. I like seeing other people happy, especially if I'm ever struggling with trying to be happy for myself. I love seeing it from other people. It'll come through, man. I truly believe we can all find happiness. We're all here together. Might as well help each other along. Yeah. Well, I realize when I try to make myself happy, um, it for the most part doesn't work. It really doesn't. I find joy in making others happy, because when I feel like every time when I try to do it for myself, it, it doesn't really work out well. It depends. It depends though. It really depends. If you're more of a solo person, and every time when I say solo, people think relationships. Oh, you just no. I'm talking about more of a solo in the sense of even when you have loved ones around, like family, you're just a solo person. If you're more like that, then sometimes you all could just find happiness with yourselves, and y'all don't really care about other people's happiness. Not in a bad way. It's more like, okay, if other people are happy, it's fine, but I'm just more myself, which there's nothing wrong with that. Uh, but I I'm a soloist, but I'm surrounded by people that I love and care about. So when I see them bent out of shape or angry and stuff or frustrated, they don't even have to be angry. They're just frustrated. I want them to be better, you know, because I know if they're better than the people that they're involved with, whether they're coworkers or their family, they're going to be better off too. Because some people, they don't handle their frustration well. So I hope that, I want them to be happy. I'm like, yo, and there's people on YouTube that they they go through so much stuff and they need this. They need it. I do it more for social and it's fun. If I get something out of it, I'm very grateful for it. I mean, I make my content for memories. I don't know who's gonna watch them if I were to pass away one day, but I keep them for memories because I used to be big. I used to have a fatty skirt, and to look back and say, "Yo, I lost it," and I'm doing these crazy push-ups and this and that. I think that's cool, because I don't just talk on my channel. I do crazy stuff for a 260-pound old man. JRB, what's up? Hold on. Let me make you a mod. Putting good is often puts good out. It feels like a fight to be happy, doesn't it? Yeah. I feel like it is a fight to be happy. I understand in life that, you know, life isn't all about happiness, because if it were, I think that's where people make the mistake. um they go into a relationship, whether it's a friendship or even their family, a spouse, or they go into it saying, I'm going to be happy. But relationships is not about happiness. It's about getting through the hard times, working things out. Because if it was all about happiness, then the moment that you're not happy, what do? You quit. And a lot of people do that today. They're not they So there's one thing, you stay unhappy, but a lot of us, we just get unhappy moments and then we quit. We just quit. The moment things get rough, we just quit. And if you have that mindset, then stop dragging others with you. Just stop. Just stop. Because life isn't all about happiness. You know, life has bad, life has good, life has hard, life has easy, life has hate, life has love. I mean, it has dislikes, likes. As long as there's polar opposites, then you shouldn't be going into any relationship saying that you want to be happy. You want to be in a relationship where you can say, I want me and that other person to be happy, but more importantly, to get through hard times that will never separate us. Because trust and believe, if you go into a relationship just saying, oh, I just want to be happy, you're going to fail. That relationship is going to fall hard if that's all you're thinking about. Happy, 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 without thinking about provocation and cause. You're just going to fail. You will fail. I'm going to say it again. You're going to fail so hard. You're going to fail at everything. You know, I never go into anything saying that, oh, I'm doing this because I want happiness, because I know everything's not within my the only thing I can control is myself, but I can't control everything else. So if I say I want to go into this happy, it's like, no, you want to go into this wise, smart, and with great understanding, because no, you will not always be happy. That's not life. That's not life. That's not life. You know, you're super right, body. I've been like that. Physical pain and one thing, but always expect good times has messed me up. Yep. Yep. You know, and people get fixated, man. They get so fixed, and there's nothing wrong with wanting good. There's nothing wrong with being happy. There's nothing wrong with any of that stuff. But people get so fixated on being happy, they don't think about the problems that can happen. They don't think about the negative stuff that can happen and working through it. They just don't. They don't do it. And it's not about being negative. It's just being real. We live in a world where shit happens. It just happens. You know, excuse my language, I'm sorry. It just happens. You know, that's just facts. And it doesn't mean right off the jump you got to be negative and bout it. Just don't go into every situation thinking that everything's just going to be happy, jolly, go giant. Like, no, it's not. Because the moment you do, you will quit. You will feel more defeated when something bad happens. And this is why me coming out tonight talking about this helps, because just like I said, it all boils down to you. We put ourselves in situations. So for the most part, if we're not happy at the moment, we really have to stop pointing fingers at others and really say, why am I here though? Why am I here? I'm here in this car because of my choice. I'm everywhere because it's my choice. But I love people. I'm going to say I would think I don't hate anyone, but hold on. What is this? Give me a minute. Hold on. Hey, hello, Chrissy and Paxton. What's good? Yeah, actually, I wish I was bald, like you say, but I got some patches, man. I do need to shave. But yeah. Other than that, yeah, shit hurts. You fight for it, you earn it. Truthfully, you can hold those gains, bro. Yeah. Yep. Yeah. I think I seen this person that's he's telling me to put a cap on. Man, hey, I'd rather be bald, man, because I got too many patches in my head. See that? I need to shave, you know. Not everybody looks bad bald. Or should I say they may look bad, but they better off bald than having patches. But yeah. All in all, just know that whatever you go through is mainly on you. Don't hate anyone. And love people. It's better to love people. And every time when I'm hurt or upset, I know it's mainly because of me. And that's what keeps me from disliking or hating anyone. Does it hurt? Yeah, we all hurt. But you have to acknowledge that, most things that you go through in life, you put yourself in that situation. Um, but yeah, I would say that, yeah. So just like I said, I care for people, and when I see them act up, it's hurtful. And sometimes you just have to get out and think about how you're gonna either pray or help that person so they could be better individuals by instilling love in them, not spouting out and spitting fires back at them, or other people, Because just like I said, I could deal with certain hurts. I just hate it when it's happening to somebody else, especially if I care about them. And I hate, and people should also be bothered when they see people doing wrong to others. People should be bothered by that. I know we live in a world where it's not my problem. I'm not trying to tell you to do something about it all the time, but you should be bothered still, especially if they're a part of your family. They may not be doing something to you, but they're doing something to somebody else. They still represent you, or, you just want them to be better individuals. Stop having that mindset of, oh, they're not doing it to me, so I don't care what they do to somebody else. As long as they treat me right, I'm good. No, because how, it's one of those things. How would you feel if the person that is being treated wrongly? You're going to want to do something. So always put yourself in their shoes. And even though it's not happening to you directly, if it's not you that's putting yourself in their shoes, make it be like your mom or your dad or your siblings, and it'll help you relate and be like, yo, hey, bro, or hey, sis, or whatever. I think how you went about that was kind of messed up. I think you should have, because that's not what we're all about, You worry me, man. You got that sad look on your face. Naturally, I would say that I naturally, if I just look regular, it's because naturally I'm somewhat blind. So with people that can't see, they if you, most people that need glasses, you'll notice that they're just like talking and they're not like smiling. They look kind of dazed out, like they're sleepy, and they look sad and everything. You'll be surprised next time you see someone with glasses, especially if they're my age. I am saddened by certain things, but it's nothing too alarming. Because even if I was happy or just staring or studying, people say the same thing. They're like, "Dude, man, you looking pretty defeated." I'm like, it's like, yeah, I'm feeling defeated, but not the defeat that you're thinking. It's like, no. But you do see a little bit of sun. I will admit that I'm not gonna pretend, but I have resting. I just have that face because I can't see. When I take off my glasses and stuff, especially when I take them off, man, people are like, dude, like, who took your puppy? I don't even have a dog. What are you talking about? No. Earth 7, no, you're feeling something. Um, Sometimes when we feel something, it's because we're relating to them. Sometimes it doesn't mean that they're going through something. It could just mean that the topic is resonating, is hitting. And this is what true connection is all about. You know, I'm not trying to say that everyone should just bawl down and cry, but things we should be able to talk to one another to the point where if something is bothering us, even though it's not directly at us, we should be able to be like you. Be like, yo, I feel you and I could see it. I could see it, I could feel it, because I truly believe that we as people, we can connect, whether it's close by or from afar. I truly believe that, you know. And you're right. I'm gonna admit it that no, you're spot on. I'm not gonna fake it. You're spot on. There is something, that's being felt, and your discernment is A+. Um, you got it right on the money. So, hold on, just give me a minute. Just reading something. All right, my fault. But right, I'm just being a person. What is that thing? No, you're somebody. You're somebody. But I understand when you say that I'm a nobody, because when I think about the grand spectrum of the world, yeah, I be feeling like a nobody. But we're all somebody, and we all contribute to something, whether it's minor, small. We all contribute to this world somehow. What may seem small to you could be big to somebody else, or what may seem small right now may have a bigger ripple effect that you may not see. That's how I look at people in life. Everybody's like a pebble, right? When that pebble drop, that first ripple is small, but later on, as time goes, that ripple gets bigger. So, yeah, that first drop may not be much, but we don't know how much it's going to impact, how big that wave is going to be. So, sometimes in life, we do feel like nothing, but sometimes we don't see how big and how far that ripple is going to go, you know. Same thing with the snowball effect, If we mess up, that snowball could get bigger and bigger, Um, so don't I understand why you will say that. I 100% get it. Um, so I guess right now I'm just trying to I'm just trying to say I don't know, but it's like you don't need to know someone sometimes. All part of one. Yeah, right now there's a couple of people in my life that they're going through something, and I sometimes try to use what they do and do it to them, not in a destructive way, but say it just so they could get the point. But sometimes that doesn't even work. And just like I say, you can't help everyone. Some people you can't even use their own. So you got play fire with fire, but some people use it to hurt and some people use it as a lesson. And sometimes you just can't do none at all. Like, there's some people in my life where they will do something to me and I would give them like a lighter version of what they've done to me, just to be like, yo, this is what you did and see how it bothers you. And instead of them saying, okay, I see how that was bothersome when I did it to that person. Thank you for bringing it to my attention. They become even worse. So this is why earlier I said you got to know your audience, because some people you just have to, like you said, some people just want to burn. I really feel that pain, man. Yeah, some people really want to burn. It's and not literally say, oh, I want to burn, but they live that life like, yeah, well, you're living a life like you want to burn. Because there's been some people that will do something to me, or I see them do it to somebody else, and I give them a little sample of what they've done to someone else, if not me, and they will get so angry. And it's like, hold up. So it was okay for you to be the victim. It was okay for you to be the victim, but when you were doing it to somebody else and they were complaining and hurt, you expect them just to take it. And it's like, how are you gonna grow if you don't know how they felt? They will ignore it and they will dispute it, and it's all about the. It is sad that we got relatives that are like that, but they just have to go through the fire. They just have to go through it. May, what's going on? How you doing? Thank you. They just have to go through it. They just really have to go through it. I hate when it's someone that I care about that has to go through it. I hate it when it's anyone that has to go through it. Because we shouldn't have to go through the fire just to learn. We should just be able to have common sense and say, if I did do that and I felt this way when you did it to me, just to show my ignorance, that I'm not going to do it. I'm just going to stop. And if I don't remember myself doing it, but you said that I did it and I trust you, I'm sorry and we're going to get through it. Or I'm sorry and thank you for bringing it to my attention. When I see that person next time, I'm going to make things right. But no, some people, they just, instead of thinking like that, because that's how I am. That's how I am. But some people are the complete opposite. They'll be like, why did you say that to me? Why did you da 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 da? It's one of those things. It's okay for you to hurt others, but when somebody does a lighter version of the hurt that you done to others, instead of you just saying, why would you say that? Oh, did I do that? If I did, I'm sorry. You want to play fire with fire. You want a war. You want conflict. You want division. You don't want remedy. You don't want to know what you've done that hurt others. You just want to care about how you feel right here, right now. And it sucks. It sucks. It sucks. It sucks. But just like I said, you can't hate the person, especially if they're family. You can't hate them because we put ourselves in the situation. Some of it, no, because as I said, siblings and stuff like that, we're born in with them into that. And it's up to us if we want to be exposed to that a lot over the years. When we get older, if we want to depart or not. But yeah, we can't hate. We can't hate. And if we do hate, we can only hate ourselves. So anytime when I feel angry, bitter, frustrated, I just look at myself in the mirror. I look at myself in the mirror and I only have myself to hate. I only have myself to blame. And that's where you'll find true healing. when you acknowledge that you did this, you caused this, and not literally cause the situation, but you cause your own self-infliction, your own hurt, your own pain. And a lot of people don't realize that, so they will put their anger on other people. And that's the wrong way to go about life. So if you're frustrated with somebody, you're angry with them, especially if you have more control over the exposure that they have in your life, but you still choose to be exposed to it, you can only hate yourself. You can only dislike yourself, and you can only cause harm to yourself and nobody else because you put yourself there. Now, I'm not trying to tell someone to off themselves. No, I'm just trying to say is before you inflict pain on others, before you hate anyone, it all stems back to yourself. It all stems back to yourself. When you care about people, that's your choice. When you're around people, for the most part, that's your choice. When you work a certain job, they didn't force you to work that job. You did. A certain college, that was your choice. Certain people that you associate with, that's your choice. Yeah. Well, Earth, you know what helps me? There's some people in my life that has gotten me by. There's certain people in my life that's gotten me by. Some people need purpose. Some people really do need purpose. And I know that there's some people in my life that they're looking to me, you know? And even when it comes to work, you know, when it comes to my patients, man, I just, you know, I love seeing them happy. Even when they're in the worst situation ever, health wise, you know, it just makes me happy seeing them happy. Because just like I said, I feel like making myself happy or the happiness that I want, even 50% of it, I'm not trying to say it'll happen. It won't happen ever. It's just hard. I just find it easier making other people happy. It's just so much easier, right? I feel like it's so hard when you try to get something for yourself. It's so hard. It's so hard because we want the absolute best for ourselves. And when we don't get that, it leads to huge disappointments. But when you make others happy, you're not, you can't, when you make others happy outside of yourself, you're not expecting anything greatly. Now, if you are expecting something from them, your heart's not in the right place because you got true acts of kindness and you got false act of kindness, which I will get into that in an actual video because there's some people, they'll do something kind, but it's because they got something to gain, whether it's self praise, money. There's some people like that and they don't realize it, but really they're only kind when it's transactional. Or when they could gain something from it, whether it's popularity or praise or something. But it's not true acts of kindness. Because best believe I've seen some people that they will ask for favors, and the moment that same thing comes around where the other person needs that favor, they say no. But yet they will do that favor for somebody that they want praise from or that they could benefit from. But I'm going to discuss that in another video because you got some people, they got false acts of kindness. It's like, no, you're not really kind. You're only kind when it benefits you. Because if it's like a random stranger, as simple as, it could be a parking space or taking out the or just you're not gonna do that stuff. Like, you're just gonna think about yourself unless it benefits you. Excuse me, sorry. But yeah, I just find it better when you make others happy. Now, if you want to make yourself happy, you just got to you just got to start off with something that's simple. Like, for example, I know for me to live a happier life, I need to first focus on my health. And when that does better, I am happier. So I would say if anyone's going to start, it has to be directly from themselves, not something that money could buy or a certain food dish. Start off with something that it'll take work, but it will benefit you in the long run. So that's why I like working out, and I'm glad I found a rational understanding to why I should be loving it, because you don't want to resent something trying to like it, right? So but yeah, I just find, right, live with honor, the smile of their face, the happiness in their voice, the memories of love that, yeah, my mom and nephew, for, I feel you again, man. I die for them. Yeah. But you know, there's some people in my life that, yeah, just like you said, nephews and relatives and stuff, certain friends, in a lot of ways, I care about them more than I care about myself. And I'm not saying that destructively. I care, because I wouldn't be exercising and making these weird, crazy videos, right? Of me doing crazy stuff like fitness stuff. But um, you know what it is? I don't feel that a lot of people yearn for understanding. They only want to understand if it benefits them, but they don't want to understand if it doesn't benefit them at all. And I'm the type of person, I want true understanding no matter what situation I'm in, whether it's good or bad for me. I want understanding, because with great understanding comes clarity. And if you have clarity in the storm, you can survive it. But a lot of people, they're it's like they get it, they just don't want to get it. So I understand why I'm in this spot right now today. I'm in complete understanding. I get it. I know why I am right now, right here, speaking, breathing, and I have complete 90% understanding of that. And it gives me clarity to live. It gives me clarity to work harder. It gives me clarity to move, to keep moving forward. But you got some people that they don't ask and hope for the things that will help them move along. They try to find it in food and money. I'm not trying to say money, because money could give you a lot, but even people with money, they don't have understanding. They don't have full clarity. So that's why you have people, even with money, they off themselves, or they spend it on drugs, or being around the wrong people. They still make mistakes that could alter their life greatly. So I always ask for wisdom, knowledge, and understanding, because with that, it'll bring me clarity. And with clarity, it won't have me stumble upon my mistakes like I'm an utter failure. So I always ask for wisdom, knowledge, and understanding every single day. Every single day, I'm like, wisdom, knowledge, and understanding, because it will give me clarity to go about my everyday, every moment at a time, so I won't, yada, yada, yada. But I always say that to myself: wisdom, knowledge, and understanding, because it brings clarity. And with clarity, you could go through the storm. You really can. Because when people don't understand something, or they don't want to accept it, they do the worst things to themselves or to other people. Well, if I have that clarity with wisdom, knowledge, and understanding, it'll get me through. It'll get me through. Even when the obstacle is so darn damaging and destructive, it'll give me clarity to push on through. It'll give it to me because I will understand ultimately why. I have that clarity. I know why. I know exactly why. You have to know the why to the why, man. And ladies, you got to know the why to the why. Because we always focus on one why, and it's usually pointed at the other person. But usually the why to the why is us. They may be the first why that you think about, but the why, the core, is ourselves. It's us. It's us. It's us. And for in 99.9% of the time, it is us. We are the core to that why. We are. And a lot of people point fingers saying, no, it's that, this, and the third. It's like, no, it is us. It is us. It's ourselves. We are the why to the why. It's nobody else to blame. It's us. And a lot of people will point fingers and they're wrong. They're utterly wrong. I'm just gonna move around. But it's us. We are the responsible ones. Never give up. If you know what you want and you believe in it, you can do it. Not on them, it's on you. Yoda said, do or do not. There is no try. Yep, there is no. It's kind of like that saying that I tell people. I hear people say, practice makes perfect. And I'm like, no, practice makes permanent. Because there's plenty of people that I know, they will practice over and over again, and they still fail at something. There are just certain things that people are really good at, and certain things people will legit try their hardest, and they never get there. Does that mean that that person's giving up? No. It just means that you got to modify things sometimes. Sometimes you have to modify. And that's just a part of life. You got to modify. We all have to do it. You know? Oh, shoot, my light. There we go. But yeah. Everybody has to modify something in their life. And I wish more people were like that. But some people they don't want change. You know what? People want change. They're not willing to change. That's the thing. So this is why a lot of friendships mess up. I'm going to tell you why friendships mess up, especially relationships, because we change for the people that don't matter greatly, but we don't change for the people that do matter greatly. That's the problem. I would say that's the biggest problem when it comes, and it's sad, because we will take so much from the world, but when it's someone that we're supposed to carry life with, whether it's family, friends, husband, it does, you get what I'm saying. We take less from them, but we take the whole world's BS every single day and just tolerate it. Now, this is how you know who's the tolerator and who's not. Don't get me wrong, actions do speak louder than words. But just because you stay in a situation doesn't mean that you're tolerating. You're tolerating something, but when you truly tolerate something and you're truly in it for the long haul, you don't live every day in destruction like it's your mission to be pissed all the time. You live your life in ways that every single day, the people that you're around, they see a constant, a strong effort of you trying to make things right. They feel unity. They feel security. They don't. Let me see if I can park right here. I think I can. But yeah, there's no sense of bitterness, you know? And you know when someone is truly in it for the long haul for the right reasons. Because everyone that I deal with, if I ain't got nothing right to say, for the most part, because I'm not perfect, I either just don't say it or I remove myself from the situation. Cause I despise when people say stuff like this. Oh, we gotta talk it out. It's like, yeah, talking it out is great, but when destruction happens, there's some things that you gotta quickly act on, and then there's some things where you gotta plan for it. And you got what you got. Play the best game with the cards you got. Yeah. But there's some people that they will go through something right away and they act on it right away. And sometimes you got to plan for it. You just can't jump to it. You know, you got to know what's a true emergency and what's an emergency that requires that you can sit down and think about it before executing. All right, I think I've been talking for way too long. It's going on 11 o'clock here. No. That's good that you look. Just like I said, we all benefit each other. Maybe someone in the chat needed to see what you had to, put in the chat. Maybe someone needed to see that, man. Don't ever think that. As far as my chat goes, I'm actually surprised that a lot of craziness didn't happen. But maybe someone needed to see what you were typing, man. Some of it I even needed to see. But yeah, just know whoever you're involved with, whoever you deliberately involved yourself with, you can't hate them and you can't wish bad on them, and you have to love them, because if they're not dealing with you, they're dealing with someone else. And you may not see the fruits that they bear in goodness, but somebody else may benefit from it. And it's not just us that makes the world, it's everybody makes the world what it is. So if one person's doing right by somebody else, you want that to chain over into your life and everybody else's life. And I think that's where people stumble when they get hurt. They wish bad, or they just want to forget. They just want to forget that person. They want to be done with them. And I get those feelings. I get it. But when you're done with something or with someone, mentally, physically, and spiritually, you don't know what other damages they could do to somebody else. So you want them to be the best person that they could possibly be for themselves and others, with or without your presence. But I just, what can I say, man? But I'm really happy that I was able to do this live. If I come back on the live again, I know for the past couple of nights I couldn't sleep. I have nerve problems that I experience, and it's hard for me to get straight sleep, So if I do this later on, it's because I couldn't sleep. But if I don't, that means that I'm sleeping good. And I will hit y'all up tomorrow. But I do thank you all for being on this live. Just remember to love each other. And if you can't love each other, at least respect each other. Respect each other and hope for the best, you know, because if they're not dealing with you, they're going to be dealing with other people. And just because you're not at war with them, you don't want them at war with somebody else. Okay? Because, trust and believe it will come back to you. It may not come back to you directly, but it will come back to those that you love. And when you love somebody, you care less about yourself and more about them. So don't always hope for the best when it comes to everyone. Oh, thank you, Earth 7. And Happy Mac, thank you for sticking around. Pretty sure Angel and them they're still here, but yeah, I'm supposed to close it up. But thank you so much, everyone. And Farrah, wow, you're still here. I see she's cool. You know why? Because she said, bad body, I don't even understand nothing that you saying, but I'm here for you. See, I like that. See, that's what's up. That's what's up. Because it was probably sounding like this to her, but she's still stuck around. Still here listening. Oh, you bet. That's what's up. I do appreciate that. But yeah, thank you all for staying and just listening to me, because I know I was all over the place, but sometimes, sometimes for us to execute something, we just have to throw it all out there, and then we kind of rearrange it and work through it as we're sorting. I can't relate, but I stay. Nah, I appreciate that. And you are relating, because sometimes people just need to talk and others may not quite understand, but their presence, them just listening, is good enough. So trust me, you related to some level, and I do appreciate that. But everyone have a good night. I do appreciate all of you. I'm gonna go check up on some people that, just like I said, that was weighing on my heart today. If I don't check up on them now, maybe it'll be tomorrow. But thank you all. Much love. And I hope that everyone in your life that you're involved with, that if you can't, sort things out right now, I hope that you can, you know, later on, really soon. Or I hope that they sort things out with other people that you see that they're having a problem with. We may not be the fixers, but that doesn't mean we can't hope for somebody to fix their stuff. All right, bad body, over and out. Peace.